Yo, my people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Mandem talk. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Eid Mubarak to everyone around the world who's celebrating today. You know what I mean? A couple of brothers there celebrating. So big up to you lot and Eid Mubarak to everyone. Hope you lot have a good time with your family. You know what I'm saying to you and whatnot. So yeah, man, big up to everyone who's locked in. You know what I'm saying? But the work don't stop. We're here talking about United. The other ones there, we're here. We got man like Rance in the building, Sancho's in the back. Big day for him against Atletico Madrid. But what are you saying, broski?
All good, fam. All good, man. I'm looking forward, bro. Let's be real, innit? Tonight's games ain't living up to yesterday. It's impossible.
Bro,
But
impossible.
hopefully we see some good football tonight. But that's probably the best Champions League night I can remember.
I know.
For how long, bro? Like crazy. 10 goals,
Yep.
2 games.
10 goals, bro.
Nasty.
Mad. And also Copenhagen. We went out to Copenhagen. You know what made me feel like? I was like, yo, we're not ready for this level. Like, we don't deserve Champions League, bro, because you've got to get to that level. And
Facts.
I don't think we're ready. So when people like Ange Postecoglou and them man say, yo, like we want to make it like we deserve to be there as well. Like that's what it's got to be. And when I realized that, and I was like, yeah. We lost to Copenhagen, bro, and them man there. No disrespect to them, man. But this is our level, bro. So yeah, long day, man. But big up to you, Rance. Big up to Rhino in the building as well. What are you telling me, Rhino?
Yeah, we're here, man. You guys make sure you're smashing the likes. Big up the man as always.
Come on.
Feel me? Another day talking about this club that we support, you know. So let's get it, man.
Yeah, let's get it, man. Big up to Nuruddin as well in the building. Nuruddin, what are you telling me, man? Even Barrett, bro.
Even Mubarak, man. Even Mubarak people, man. Yeah. Blessed, man. Blessed. But it's the headache, innit? Problems at Manchester United, man. Yo.
Yep.
There's 99 problems, man. 99. And
For
definitely,
real,
man. 99 problems at this club, man. But big up, yeah, man. Big up to all the man in a minute. Love
yeah,
love
for
everybody,
real.
yeah. But yeah, Champions League, man. That's why I always say, innit? I don't want no European football, man. Get me out of anything, man. Man, build the team that can get there, that's worthy there, that can actually compete in that competition, man. Because even Arsenal, innit? Look at them. Arsenal, innit? You know what I mean? You're playing a badge, man. You ain't playing just this Bayern Munich team, dead team. You're playing a badge. You know what I mean? You're playing that history, man.
Yeah, for real,
games,
man. 100%, man. Leon, hope you're all blessed and that. What are you telling me?
I'm here, man. Eid Mubarak to everyone around the world and that, man. Do you know what I mean? So blessings for everyone and their family. And yeah, man, of course we don't deserve to be there. If we carry on getting in the Champions League and getting dumped out, we turn into Arsenal. So let's not do that.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Let's earn our way there. Do you know what I mean? Let every manager earn their stay as well. And let's start rebuilding back to the promised land, innit? But big up everyone inside. Big up Rance, big up Rhino, big up Nuruddin, big up Ty. Thanks for making it as well. And big up Sancho as well, man.
Yeah, for real, man. Big up to Tyrone in the building, man. What are you saying, broski?
Yeah, big up, man. Fresh chim, I like it. I see that there. But yeah, big up everyone inside. Eid Mubarak to everyone as well. Yeah, man. What can I say? Like Rance said, one of the best Champions League nights I've seen in a long time. And I always play football on a Tuesday now. And you know what? It got cancelled, and thank God it did, because I was not missing that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Proper teams there. Bayern come and done their thing, changed the plan like Harry Kane said, and they dug deep like they haven't done in Bundesliga. And then Real Madrid, Man City, we all know that Real Madrid are going to play counter-attack. They had chances, didn't kill the game off, and Man City do what they do. So, yeah, man, proper football. Do you know what? I can't hate on that, man. Respect.
Yeah, for real, man, for real. And then Traps is in here as well. Traps, hope you can hear us and that. Big up to Traps. You know them ones there. Hope you're well, bro.
Walk on.
We're here, man. We're here. We're here, man. We're here. What I'm saying, we're here, man. People are asking for Nadine. Yeah. Come on, bro. Nah, I love for that, bro. Come on, bro.
I didn't get no sleep last night. I messaged Ty because I don't know what I was doing last night. I had to get up early. I'm not gonna lie, boys. I just woke up.
Hey, man, was
I man just woke up, yeah.
I had the afternoon nap. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on. Nah, it's all love, man. It's all love, man. Big up to everyone who's locked in. People asking AG, listen, I messaged him in it, so hopefully he'll be around in it. We'll find out in it. I'm saying to
looking people.
Yo, listen, since formation talk, man, oh, man. I think Rance has broken him, man. So Neji, listen, this is a message to you, man. Do not fall down, man. Rise up, bro. You got this. You know what I'm saying to you? Come with your
No, I know what's happened because I speak to Neji on a regular basis. He's been out and he's trying to form his own team in it. So he's just been getting his leveling up on the skills and that on the training ground. And he's, do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He'll be back in it, people. He'll be back in it.
Oh, he'll be back. But you listen, like I said, man, don't fall, man. You get me? There's opportunities to get back up, man.
Don't fall.
You know what I'm saying? So big up Neji, always, man. Big up to you, bro. But yeah, listen, let's talk, man. Let's talk.
I'm hearing. All I'm hearing. What's it called? The Neji's been getting library membership, studying books, and that's what I'm hearing.
Yo, listen, broski, it's mad. It's crazy. But now we'll get into it. Listen, people, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. But it's a big topic, yeah. I wanna get everyone's discussion in it. Like, feel free to jump in whenever you need to. But what's the biggest problem at United, in it? And obviously, we could talk about manager, we could talk about players, individuals, systems. But what does everyone think the biggest problem is? You know what I mean? And yeah, man. Like, let's talk, because obviously the manager is one of the biggest issues, yeah. But a lot of people think that certain players are, you know what I mean, including Bruno, including Rashford, including maybe Garnacho. You know, it could be a couple of players that have been overhyped, you know. So I wanna bring it to the forecourt, man. I'll start off with you, Tyrone. What do you believe is one of the biggest issues or the problem at United right now? Like, in your honest opinion, what do you think, bro? Like, listen,
Leon, stop squinting, Leon.
Yeah,
bro, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I don't look at the comments yet. Oh, bro, I can't even. Yeah, man, just the comments are going in still. But carry on, Tyrone.
Okay. Now, big up everyone inside though. Like the video. I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, as much as I want to get onto Ten Hag as well, Saeed, these players have driven me up the wall since we done the last show. What? Conceding in the last minute to Brentford, conceding to Chelsea, conceding to Liverpool, yeah, it was a penalty, but Wan-Bissaka didn't need to dive in. At the end of the day, right, I'm not going to say that Erik Ten Hag was an amazing coach and we played amazing football in them games. However, when I look at them games, the Brentford game, you can't hold a lead for 2 minutes. That's not Ten Hag's fault. Conceding 2 goals in the last minute, that is not Ten Hag's fault. Wan-Bissaka diving in, that's not Ten Hag's fault. So at the end of the day, yeah, we haven't played great football. And I can see that Ten Hag's management this year has been on and off. We've known that. Nothing's changed. But then some of these individuals in these key moments, we could have been 4 points off Aston Villa if we held on in them games. Now, look at it, yeah? The Chelsea game, we were passing it around, yeah? And I like Kobbie Mainoo, yeah? But we were passing it around. And then Kobbie Mainoo tries playing a long ball to Bruno Fernandes. We lose the ball, turnover, they score, and then they go on the another attack and then score. The Liverpool game, Wan-Bissaka diving in. Silly from him when there's 4 players behind him. He didn't need to dive in. And then the Brentford game, a lead with 2 minutes to go, and you can't hold that out. Now, for me, that's not really down to the coach. At the end of the day, I think when it gets to the pressure moments, we've seen enough of these players go back to their instincts. Now, when you play sport, right, and I've played sport to a decent level, other people probably have in here as well. You could do what your coach asks you to do, and I get that. You follow it to a guide, innit? But then there's moments where you're not thinking, when I got the ball, right, let me do what Eric told me to do. You're in the moment. You're playing the game. And these players have shown time and time again that technically they are not good enough, and they've crumbled in these biggest moments, in these biggest games. And it's not just happened once this season. This has happened enough times where sometimes we've bailed out of it in the 90th minute and so forth. But for me, again, this just shows that, yes, we have some good players, but also we have some players that mentally just haven't got the capacity to do that in the biggest moments and stay calm and stay composed. And, you know, that's why I just can't wait for the summer. I don't want a summer of rubbish. I need a summer of where I'm looking at it and I'm coming into August and I'm like, you know what? We have actually got some good players where I see some composure. I can see something that's going to be different. Because for me, these players have shown that, yes, the manager has bottled it at times this season. But for me, the players also bottled it this week as well. And both have got to be accountable. But the players, for me, yeah, they left me fuming, man, because when you play a 95 or 100-minute match and you can do all that hard work and then you crumble at times of need when you just got to get it over the line, not once, but 3 times. Yeah, man, questions have got to be asked of these players and this composure and the technical ability, man.
You know what it is, yeah? I agree to a certain extent, yeah. But I feel like for me, if it becomes the problem so many times, yeah, you got to look at the root of the problem, innit? I look at the mentality, like, where does the mentality come from? does it come from the fact that we're playing a game where when we like look at Liverpool game, for example, man took off a few certain players off, yeah. He went back into this defensive shape, and we kind of gave up the game. Like we said to Liverpool, go on then, you take control of the narrative. And I feel like it happened again with the Chelsea game. Like, yeah, Mason Mount had a few decent touches, but Rashford when he came on didn't really do much. Like, there's no kind of like plan to when players come on. Like, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mount got the goal against Brentford, but we played the same way throughout the whole 100 minutes. Like, we just had a little bit of a movement, and we have quality when we need to.
Yeah, but you say that, but we got to the final moments and we was in winning positions in most of them games. So yeah, it's annoying that we didn't end up winning the result, and you can say it can come back to the manager, but it happened in the last 2-3 minutes of games. And at the end of the day, if the players can do what they've done for 85 to 90 minutes of it, they should then be able to continue the plan for the last few minutes. Because in Ten Hag's eyes, he's probably thinking, okay, they've done what they've needed to do. Now let's just see it out. And like you said, Mason Mount, he came on in the Chelsea game, and do you know what? I'll give him his props. He's had a poor season in terms of his standards, injuries and whatever, and absence and that. But when he came on, he was doing 1-2 touch, passing and movement, getting into little pockets. He actually was the tidiest player on the pitch. The rest of them can't really keep up and do that. Now for me, like I said to you repeatedly all season, Ten Hag is definitely to blame for some of this as well. But at the end of the day, when it gets to the key moments and you're playing and a couple of players make silly decisions and you're giving away goals in the last dying moments, I can't just keep saying it's just Ten Hag. Like, everyone can't just say it's the manager. Yeah, he changes up a few things. And, against Liverpool, the last 10 minutes, we weren't that great. I hear that. Amrabat came on. He was shocking, if I'm honest. Rashford had to come off. But really, for me, like... that one. No, he come off. No, he didn't have to come off. He was injured. Well, he was injured, wasn't he? That's what I mean. He chose to come off. Whether he gave up or not is another conversation. But he had to come off because he felt a knock. And for me, like, at the end of the day, yeah, we can moan at Ten Hag this and that. But if you do 85 to 90 minutes and it's worked and got you into winning positions, then see the game out. Act like man. Show some leadership. Some of them experienced players on the pitch. Just get into them players. Keep it simple. Yeah, I feel like United.
Just because it's got you into leading positions, it doesn't mean it's worked. That's not how football works. Because we got battered by Brentford. But just because we went ahead, that
we got lucky.
But that doesn't mean that what we were doing was working, though. Do you understand?
No, I agree. I said already the Brentford performance was shocking.
Found out, to be fair.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that it was working. It just means that we got lucky.
And also,
that's all that keeps happening. We get lucky, we go ahead. And then the momentum of the game changes, and then we can't keep up with the pressure. That's what happens, bro.
But it's happened 3 times in a row, and that's what I'm saying. It's not good enough.
Yeah, but
and all 3 times we were the second best team on the pitch. All 3 times anyway, irrespective of the scoreline.
To be fair,
I don't think we would have expected any different from what we've seen this season. I'm not going to say that I come on here. Okay, Brentford, I expect us to be better than 100%. Chelsea, I said it already. I thought we were going to lose that game. I came on there and said, look, I know we're both not great, but I think at Stamford Bridge, where we've not had a good record under Fergie, I didn't expect to go there and win with a team like we have had this season. And then the Liverpool team, they're going for the Premier League. We're not. I expect them to come there and obviously want to win every single game they have the rest of the season. And they had spells in the first half where they could have put us to bed. They didn't. We grew into it from their mistakes, but we just didn't see the game out. Sorry, bro. I'll let you go on, chaps.
No, I just think that Man United this season have just been lucky. And on another day, to see them, to be honest with you, on another day, 2 of them penalties in them 2 games don't get given, and Man United get away with it. You know what I mean? But that's what they did. They get away with it. They don't beat nobody or see it out. They get away with it. They just didn't get away with it the last couple of weeks. That's all it is. They've been playing the same. They've been doing the same things all season, but they just didn't get away with it this season. These last couple of games. But I don't think it's to say that they at the last 10 minutes seeing the game out, because they were just playing the game how they was playing the game. And to be honest with you, they're playing the game the same way this week.
Yeah, literally. We can see it coming. For me, one of the biggest things this season, because obviously we do come on here and talk about the manager a lot, but he does have to hold a lot of like pelters as well, is that we haven't put ourselves in a position of like probability of even winning, because we know with the Premier League, there's going to be games where teams may have a run that's better than us coming into our game, or teams are a better quality or whatever it is, yeah. But because we're not well drilled and the squad is not utilized to the best of its ability, we don't take advantage when teams are not playing their best. So that Liverpool game is a prime example that why are we having to bring on players that are cold like an Amrabat or an Ericsson and stuff, or whatever it is, and whatever combination? And that's why, Tyrone, sometimes the success is not there when it's there to, like, we don't capitalize on the opportunity of things because we're not set up to do that right. So
I hear
at
it.
the same time, of course, there is the players have to take blame a lot for some of it, but what echoes through my head is what we talk about a lot is that, like, could somebody do better with this squad? And could somebody have got better results, better performances with this squad? 100%. I mean, Saeed, you said on stream the other day, it was you said something like, we played 3 or 4 good games this season. I never thought as a United fan I'd say that.
Yeah, for real, man.
Unluckily lost the game.
For real.
Nuruddin talks about it as well, saying that you either win, if you lose, there's a way of losing. And we just, I don't know, it's just a fluky.
And Leon, can I add something to what you're saying, Leon? Yeah. Do you know what it is, Ty? Like, what you're saying in terms of blaming the players and the manager, 100%. But you have to look at this as well. The reason why I can put more light on the manager, because there's clearly a system issue. Like, if we're always losing to cutbacks, we're always getting done on set pieces, there's clearly a system issue. And the system is set by the manager. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that's what's been very detrimental to us this season in terms of how we're losing these games and the clear weaknesses that we have within the defense. So yeah, we know these players don't have a good mentality because we've seen it for years. But as we've all been saying, there's definitely more, at least 20-30% that we can get more out of all these players if we put them in the system. That makes sense.
I agree. I agree with that. You know? I agree with that.
Even guys, if you look at the Diaz goal, why are we conceding goals like that? That's
bro.
Yeah, typical. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, bro. You know what it is for me, yeah. Go on, Nuruddin. Go on.
No, and then you see on the pitch, innit, like the communication, the lack of leadership, the lack of togetherness, like everything that we see. The thing about football is that, you know, when you cross that white line, it exposes everything. That's happening in your football club. Everything. Yeah. It's a place that nobody can hide. Any deficiencies, right? Any deficiencies in any communication, what's going on with the players? What's going on with the coaching staff? Are they taking on the game plan? Are they understanding what they're supposed to be doing? And then, bless him, like, you got Kobe, an 18-year-old, like, you know what I mean, breakout season.
In the middle of all the shit.
He's having to go, right, because the thing about it, what I hate about that is that we either do zonal or you do man for man, because then you know what the responsibility is. But we do this half and half. Like, so then there are, like, the half and half is the players who are not doing the zonal are supposed to basically block out the rest of the runners who are trying to run in. And that's what that's for, right? And I look at him and I think, after the first goal goes in, he's speaking to Maguire. And like, Maguire ain't addressing him properly, going, you know what, you do this. I don't see it. And he's just thinking, okay, I know what my instruction is, what I was told before, and that's what I got to do. But it shouldn't be like that. And then I see the Cole Palmer goal. And I'm like, McTominay pointing, Mount pointing, Bruno's pointing. What the fuck are you all pointing at? Why are you pointing at? Like, all three of you are pointing, and none of you think, right, instead of me pointing, let me just run out there. Regardless, and this is the biggest thing about it as well. You know what they say? Okay, well, players will go, well, if I run out there and try to stop that, but then the ball went to where I'm supposed to be, it's my fault. No, there are certain times on the football pitch, you've got to react to what's happening in real time, there and then. Even if it means that it goes there, you'd be like, you know, look, the player was showing for it. He's inside our box. And that's how it is. And then I look at the thing and think, the basketballification of our football, zero control, zero stroke, everything's just making it up, go along. And I look at it and think, how many times are opposition teams in our area? How many times? And that's what I personally think. I personally think that Cole Palmer goal came from, because that's how we've been defending all season. Anyway.
Literally.
Like, players popping up in inside our box, comfortable, like holding possession comfortably inside our box. So it's just, I don't want to make it all about him, but I don't want to make it all about him, because I always think I have been, when I play football, at times in games where we have not done what the managers told us to do, because we've reacted to what's going on the pitch. The manager's not on the fucking football pitch. We're on the football pitch. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we're dealing with what we've seen. We're dealing with everything that's happening in the football. He might scream as they do this, but we're like, no, this is how they're playing. We're getting battered on the left-hand side, or they're coming through too much comfortably through the middle. So we've got to make that decision. When I look at our team, I just don't see it. I don't see any leader, and that is I think throughout football. But the biggest thing is that the best coach teams, I know this for a fact. The best coach teams in world football, when things get sticky, they have a plan for that, and everybody sticks together to do that. Even if the plan don't work, you can clearly see there's something that they're going to kind of fall back on. And that, to me, Fergie's teams, the 4 teams, were the best at that. At that. When things were there, you saw certain passes, not too many touches on the ball, not, you know what I mean, not taking too many risks, playing the averages. That's how sometimes you have to play certain times. Not the way we play. It's basketball, man. Let's be real. I coined it.
Bro, it's a basketball.
Basketballification
Literally.
of tactics that we play.
You know what? Can I just add something to that as well? Just quickly.
Yeah, go on.
I think it was you, Rance, that said it. It was like Cole Palmer couldn't believe his look.
He couldn't believe how much.
He's looking at the guy in the corner and he's gone, "What? This is open!" And it's like that's become a normality for any quality of player within our team. Who plays against us. Like you guys talk about one of the worst games to watch is that Bournemouth game and Dominic Solanke. These guys can't believe it. They cannot believe what they're playing against.
The cutbacks,
and that's the normality. A lot of
people talk about cutbacks.
But every time we play, though, like people keep showing the clip of Ruud Gullit and Ten Hag, and he's talking about leaving the midfield.
Yeah.
He does it on purpose. Like
he does it on purpose.
That should tell you everything you need to know. He's not a good coach. Get him out of it. Like, bro, like everyone knows in football, the midfield is where the game's won and lost. So why would you leave it open?
Won and lost.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's like saying, all right, cool, I'm gonna box, but I'm not gonna cover my face. I'm not
gonna put my hands up. Yeah,
I'm not gonna put my hands up. I'm just gonna walk forward and block punches in my face. Like that's it. Like fuck it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't make no sense.
I won't mind. Listen, I really won't mind if the criticism or the critique is coming from a player that is just a player who's played, who's had a decent career. You're talking about Ruud Gullit, probably one of the most complete footballers in the history of football, where this guy can play right back, left back, centre back, like centre midfield, right wing, number 10. You
guys are technicians, bro. That Dutch team was ridiculous.
Like my guy, honestly, there's not a position that you don't think that guy can play in a football pitch. He's probably one of the greatest versatile players in the history of football. Yeah. So when he's coming from him, and he's being coached by Lippi, you know what I mean? Lippi, one of the guys like that. People don't understand, like that 90s school of Lippi, where the drill, how in terms of team being drilled, like talk about coach, like on a training ground person who's telling them where to be, how to be. And to me though, the biggest thing, what hit that in terms of Ajax, especially in the Champions League, is that the players of Ajax produced are really comfortable on the ball. So they got away with it through possession most times.
Yes.
But obviously here, you can't get away with it, man.
Yeah. Especially with what he's, what's mad, especially with what he's created. I'm gonna read out this super chat because obviously it's a different opinion. Dan, big up Dan, says Ten Hag just makes silly mistakes, but just know if or when he's sacked, these players will remain and waste another season. I'd rather him for one more year have a big clear out and then see what. And then he follows it up by saying, big test for Ineos because whatever option they choose, they better be on job and do what needs to be done without PR or excuses. Listen, I think that's similar what Tyrone believes as well in terms of maybe giving him one more year to clear out. But you know what it is though? Do you think the problems will change though when he clears out?
Do you know what's jarring about comments like that? And big up the comment, But I feel like the energy, because Marcel does it as well, the energy they have towards Ineos, like, why don't you feel that same stress towards Ten Hag? Like,
Bare Vim gonna put 1.25 billion in your club, and none for this man that fucking tells you had a good game every week. Some joke thing, bro. He's man on some joke thing with Ineos, And you know the worst thing about is,
now you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what? I keep that energy with everybody.
Yeah,
Ineos. Glazers,
everyone,
you know what I mean? The coach, the medical team. I'm on job. I need all of them. You have to see. You have to, as a supporter of this football club, you have to earn my trust. I don't give it away.
That's true.
I ain't working for nobody, man. I ain't lifting no stairlifters here, bro.
I'm Ineos out, man. They keep this manager and they give him a new contract. I'm Ineos out, mate.
100%. They won't give him a new contract though because he's got a 3-year deal. So if he runs into this year, this will be his final season.
They're either giving him a new contract or they're sacking him. They're not going to keep sacking him.
I don't think they're giving. I don't think they're giving a new contract because I think I was thinking about this.
They're not keeping him either.
Because I don't think they're keeping him either. That's what I'm saying. Because I think if they would have done so, they would have just said that. They would have said this. If I got this put to bed from a long time, they don't need to be to be dragging it out. They haven't even backed him and say, "Oh, we support what he's doing." Or we like what he's doing.
They haven't said
just
anything.
Left him.
Yeah.
They've just not said nothing. So that will tell you everything you need to know. Like this conversation needs to be had, but it might need to be had with the likes of Dan Ashworth, Barada, and all these people. But it's not looking. That what's his name? That Brosford sits there and watches these games every week. He's not gonna have no good report to be talking about.
No,
you know? He's not gonna have nothing good to tell these man. When they have that meeting and he says, "So what are your findings?" It's gonna be nothing good to say, apart from Ten Hag saying what he says. But they'll say what he says contradicts what we see. So he's obviously a bullshitter. You know what I mean? We can't trust him. We've got to get him out. At the very least, at the very least, you realize that you can't trust him. At the very least. So I don't know, man. But for me, you see this whole what I think is the biggest problem at this club. I believe it's the mentality. I believe it's the mentality. I
was gonna say that
of these players. And I do get it. Like some of these players can play football. Some of these players are good. But the problem that they have is that the environment they have, and the mentality that they've had an easy life for years. So they need to. The players need to be challenged for me. So it needs to be a situation where a manager does come in and says, like, for instance, like when people are saying, "Oh, players are playing and players shouldn't be playing," it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, listen, this is a squad. This is a squad game. This is the biggest and best club in the country. So forget what you think you are. Whatever you think you are does not matter. All that matters is what you do for the 90 minutes on that pitch. So if you can't do it, there's someone else. There's always going to be someone else breathing down your neck, and that's how it's going to be here forever, forever now. So if there's a player in this position, whether it's a Rashford, if you're not playing well, you will not play. Simple as that. If the midfielder's not playing well, you will not play, and so on and so forth. Because eventually, what will happen is players. You start to see the players that think they're better than they are, throwing their toys out the pram. Especially when the team's doing well. Okay, you lot are not good for the club. Go. Get some players in with some desire, wanting to play for Manchester United, wanting to play for. I know, obviously, I do like that Willy Kambala guy. Pause. But he said something the other day, and his mentality was like, "Listen, I only want to play for Man United, and I'm happy to be it." Like, you need players that want to play at Man United, not for money, not for exposure, not for the brand, that want to play and actually win trophies. So if that mentality is not there, plus someone breathing down your shoulder for your spot, I think things will change quickly. I think things will change quickly if that's the acknowledgement of everybody in the club.
To be fair though, when you look at it, Chance, even Kambwala, big up to him because he stepped in, and I'm not gonna lie, I was sat there in a few group chats and I was like, I know what his potential's like. I know that he is rated in terms of the youth side of things, but what's he gonna be like coming in against a Liverpool team that are going for the title? He's been a bit not shaky, but he hasn't been able to prove himself because our football ain't great. He played against West Ham away. He was okay, but I didn't leave the game thinking, yeah, that guy's sick. However, he played in that Liverpool game and he was probably the standout performer on the pitch. The little things, winning fouls, tracking back Darwin Núñez after the mistake and then like fist pumping the crowd and getting the crowd going. You can tell that he's passionate, he cares, and that's more than I've seen from a lot of other players in the pitch this season. This guy's 19, come from the youth team, and for me, that was like, do you know what? After that performance, if he plays again, I'm not gonna moan. I'm not gonna be like, thinking about whether it's a good decision or not, because at the end of the day, forgetting his ability or not, because he's not 25, 26 yet and he's still maturing, he's going to give 100%. He's got the mentality. He gets the crowd involved. He gets it. He understands what he wants to do on that pitch. And, I've got to big up to him because that's a good example.
But that's my point. That's one of my
and they're the basics. They're the basics.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's basic stuff for one, But the second thing is that when people want to jump online and talk about, we've had 200 different centre-back defensive combinations. No, bro, you got people like that are willing to die for the badge. Why do you not acknowledge that and run with that? You know what I mean?
You know what's mad though? He's also been a reason why there's been a mad back line every single week. Yeah, there's been injuries, fair enough, but there's suffered injuries because Ten Hag played him when he knew he was injured. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Like Kwambala's been about for the whole season, but he hasn't played him. You know what I mean? He's tried to put faith in certain players. Varane was out of the team for a while, and then all of a sudden he's back into the team. You know what I mean? So he's chopped and changed it. Yeah, there's been injuries, but he's chopped and changed it for so long. When did Wan-Bissaka become a left back? Wan-Bissaka's never left back. And all of a sudden, Wan-Bissaka's a left back now, and he's trying to do that and whatnot. Like if he wanted
consistency in that back line side, he would have done it. Because the truth is, the same time they turn around, they say, that we've had the defense has been terrible. It's the same way when Garnacho has a good game or Maino has a good game, they want to pick up this manager for playing his youth. So why are you not playing youth at the back, bro, and keeping a steady back line, because that's where you want to build your foundation from, bro?
Traps, let me just touch on the point you were saying then, because that was interesting. You started talking about mentality. I think you're right about mentality of the players, but I think it's the overall mentality of the club. That's what
exactly. That's the main problem is the culture of the club, and that's what everything comes down to. The club's culture is dead.
Yeah. For me personally as well, even the way they're handling the manager for me is a positive sign. I know United fans. I said it yesterday on what did I say yesterday on Flawless Stream, Rhino? United fans are like whores for news, for just pointless news, innit? Just there waiting like a whore in the corner.
It's crazy.
Like, oh my god, what's the next headline? Who cares? Do you know what I mean? For me, if you handle the manager in a way where you go, we're not going to disrupt everything that's going on, but we're just it's already dealt with. Yeah. That tells me a lot about what we're doing moving forward, because I want moves and chess moves to happen without everybody knowing about it all the time, innit? When you're buying players and the whole world knows about it, it hikes the price up and it just shows that you're poor at business anyway, like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the mentality of the club and having it where it's like nobody's safe. I like that. I really, really like that, because at the end of the day, the players have to perform, the manager has to perform, and guess what? The sporting director, the technical director, you got to perform as well. So that's
the new guys.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because I was going to lead into this point here. Big up to Winsky says, I'm not absorbing Erik ten Hag, but his tenure is a symptom of something much greater. MSC fabric and DNA is fractured, including culture, which we talked about, financial health, personnel. It will take something radical to change this. Sell, fire, and cremate. And obviously, Kazim says no manager's been given this much leeway already in the top 5. I can't name one historical or contemporary. Another year is relegation fuel. But you know what it is, though? I think the fan base as well, this fanboying of players for so long. I'm still seeing team news for next... not team news, predicted lineup for next season. And Luke Shaw's still in it. And I'm like...
Yeah, but that comes... But that also... That comes from the culture, man. I'm telling you, because like I was saying on my stream, brother, a lot of these guys have been indoctrinated because United have been drip feeding them this nonsense for so long, bro. Even when you look at our social media activity, you compare that to Manchester City. Look at what the club are trying to sell their fans compared to what City want to sell their fans, bro. It all stems from it all stems from the PR, bro. Man United love PR, bro. Every single athlete that's got an event is wearing a Man United shirt, bro. Their man make sure that whether it's boxing or UFC or whatever, they're everywhere, bro. They care more about their brand than they do about football, and that is the reality. And that's why with the new owners coming in saying we want to put football first, and that you'll show me if you're putting football first. If you don't sack this manager, then I know you lied to me. I know you lied to me. It's that simple, because putting football first is doing... Listen, they've done a lot of things so far that have been spot on, because they've been announced, for a couple months since February. We've got a new CEO. We've got a new technical director, because Fletcher had a job, but he wasn't doing anything. We're looking to get ahead of recruitment. We've got a new director of football, and we've never had these positions at the club. So... And there's also talks about building a new stadium. So within 2 months, there's been so much movement. I'll give these guys the benefit of the doubt. All of that goes out the window if this manager's still here in the summer. All of it.
Facts.
Real.
Because then it shows me you don't care about the football. Because he hasn't done enough. They talked about best in class. He's not an elite manager. And he hasn't done enough to even keep his job. Because at any half-decent club, he wouldn't even be here now. Do you know what I'm saying? After that 7-0 against Liverpool, if he's Real Madrid manager, he's gone. He's gone.
Facts.
Well, you know what it is? But even Bayern Munich have lost less games than us. Bayern Munich have lost less games of the season.
And Tuchel's already had to step down.
You know what I was joking about with? I was on Flawless joking about. Remember when I said it around like 2 months ago? I was like, maybe we'll end the season with minus goal difference. I was genuinely joking at that time. And it's looking like it's a reality. And I never thought as a kid that I never ever like. Literally, if man said that to me, I say, yeah, cool. Get your money out now. I'll take any money off you right now, and we'll bet on that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's a reality, people. Like, it's a reality. Like,
the table looks photoshopped, bro. I swear.
You know what? One of the reasons in it, like the club is so rotten, it's unbelievable. That's why one of the reasons, like, I wasn't like managers out before in terms of like thinking that one person can go, one person can come in under Glazer ownership. I'm still not sure how this is going to work. I'm not going to lie to you. When I look at organizations, institutions, and companies, where 25% man is making the decisions that affect the whole organization, I just don't know how it's going to work still. You know what I mean? And how long this can work then? Do you know what I mean? How long it can work? I mean, I give the example like Kroenke and Osmanov at Arsenal. It took Kroenke to buy out Osmanov 11 years. 11 years it took for him to go, you know what? See, come on, please. Like, let me be in control. And then you see what Arsenal are doing now with the young Kroenke. Look how they've, since Kroenke took proper in charge, how that's moved. But this football club, the idea that it's one person that's going to go and one person's going to come in, it's honestly, I can't tell you guys enough, right, that how big the club is. How big, because we were the flagship team that the rise of the Premier League, right? Fergie took us to this height. This is what we were. And the amount of different departments in this, where the Glazers have neglected all parts of it. I mean, we've already done shows about it, but even Murta, the fact that Murta is a guy that came in, right, with David Moyes, right, was about development. Yeah, he did all right work setting up the women's team. He did all right at the youth level. The idea that you would give him the keys to the first team, recruitment and the budget and everything else for him to go make decisions, it's just ludicrous to me. And I'll never forget when me and Saeed and Aaron met Raniek. We met him just there outside Hotel Football, and Aaron started talking to him like in German, you know what I mean? And it's like, I remember that all over the papers it was like, yeah, Manchester United getting a director of football. Remember, it was Jose's time when he, second season where it was a bit, and then it's just like, yeah, one person ain't gonna come in and fix this. And they never wanted outsiders. Hence Darren Fletcher, inside guy. This is what all of it is. So this
they even linked Rio with the job, bro. I was busting.
And Evra.
Allow that, man.
Yeah,
Evra, yeah.
Yeah, Evra.
These men are comedians, bro. They're comedians, man. They're comedians.
And then you're finding out. But one of the best things about them, one thing about Rio's a brand guy, innit? But Evra, they knew they were going to be trending every weekend when United get busted. You know what I mean? They're not stupid. Their brands were going to take a massive dive in because they're both brand boys, innit? Like, brand is their thing. That's why it helps to be associated with Manchester United. That's why everything that comes out of Rio's mouth, man, I'm like, stop chatting shit to me, man. It's not like I wasn't born yesterday. I'm not a fool, man. You know what I mean? My guy is in there with the Glazers, you know what I mean? Doing hotels and all these different things, man. Come on, man. It helps to I'm a United fan. You know what I mean? It adds a couple of more zeros to your end of the year earnings, bro. That's how it is. But to me, this football club needs, and that's why for me, that's why I'm like F Ineos, F Jim, because he's let the Glazers stay. We needed a fresh start from head to toe. Like, I can't say it. We need a full sale. Then the other people who come in, then we give them like a couple of years to go. Get this house in order. Let's see what you do. You know what I mean? Before we're gonna get onto you. But at the end of the day, I look at it and I see what's happening, and I think massive departments needs to be changed. You're not gonna impress me by getting Barada and Wilcox and what. You're not. Change the medical team. Change the aspects of the training, get the old equipment out, refurbish everything. You know what I mean? Like, do that. Get rid of, if you're gonna get rid of get rid of that Skinner dude as well in the women's team. Why all the players want to leave? You know what I mean? All the women, all that women's team, they all want to leave. They want to get out of here.
Yeah, now top to, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it's like top to bottom. You have to do it. You can't do bits of it. You can't have a culture that's that rotten and take bits of it. And that's what I see about these players. To me, these players are damaged. They're damaged by scores of goals, especially against the big teams. And, whether it's Anfield, whether it's at Old Trafford or the MTR, they're damaged by a lot of the things. So for me, I look at them, I'm like, no, get rid of these players. Start off with younger, fresher players who have not got those horrific experiences. But in terms of PR, I'm not gonna lie to you. If all the world sport organizations were touted for being the best PR, Manchester United would be every year be like champions again, Manchester United, because that's what we've become. Fergie left, they put Neil Ashton in charge instead of getting a director of football, and then PRFC, and then when you point it out, I'm the negative one. When I keep pointing it out, that not everything's PR. It is. Everything Manchester United is PR. Listen, they get Usain Bolt. They get Julia Roberts.
Literally. Tyson Fury, everybody.
Listen, they get
Tyson
TV
Fury.
programs.
He's never a United fan, man, that Tyson Fury, man. It's a
Morecambe
simplest claim to be a United fan. He's a Morecambe fan, man.
Morecambe fan. They got one sat down with a Nora hat on. What are you doing?
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Allow it, man.
TV programs I've never even heard of. They're posting man that I've never even seen in my life going, oh, yeah, this person, a great actor.
Literally.
I'm like, who's that?
Yeah. Man, the snooker player as well. What's his name? Man, Luke Littler and that. Yeah, straight away they were like, yo, let's get Luke Littler out.
Man said snooker, you know.
The
no, sorry. Darts, that's the one. Yeah. That's the one. But you know what?
It pays to be fair. It pays to be associated, innit, with United as well. It pays because you've got access to all this fan base that go, oh yeah, he's a United fan, so I'll check out his product, whatever he's promoting.
To be fair, Floyd only did it
to wind up Ricky Hatton.
Yeah,
he did it to wind up Ricky Hatton. He didn't care about us.
That was funny still.
He didn't really care.
But the bottom line is that's what I said. Like, you notice these Man United shirts everywhere, blood. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when the last time I was at Old Trafford, man was there with the Mandem from Game of Thrones, blood. They had Jon Snow there. They had a few of the other dons, and I was thinking, bro, like right at the last season of Game of Thrones, and they had all the Game of Thrones people there. These men they're just about product placement. They want that red shirt everywhere. Yeah. That's what they care about, bro. I'll be honest. Yep. And the thing is, the new guys are doing the right things. They're bringing in the right people, and we can only get better from this because they're bringing in positions that didn't exist before. And they're replacing guys, like someone like Wilcox replacing Fletcher. That's a massive upgrade because Fletcher was nobody, bro. He literally never had a job in football before that. So to bring in someone that's got the track record that Wilcox has to replace Fletcher is a massive upgrade. So we're bringing in people that deserve to be in the jobs instead of people that are just getting the jobs because they were part of the club in the first place.
Like John Milton.
Exactly, because Wilcox oversaw that Man City youth team that literally cleaned up and won everything, bro. That was all him.
And then he took some of them like Dozy and that to Southampton and then players like that. So Lavia as well. Like, he's part of obviously that sort of like movement. So I'm not gonna lie, like I'm like Nuruddin. Obviously, I'm sitting and watching from afar. But in terms of what they've done in the last 3 months since they've come in, or the last 2 months, they have put the right people in the right positions, which I'm excited to see, and I'm hoping that they can blend together. Because sometimes you can put a lot of experienced people together and they might not all click, but I'm hoping that, they all know each other and within it, they've agreed that like, we want this guy, they can work together and we go from there. But I also think it's got to be a balance that you can get all these people in, but then like Nuruddin said, if you're still playing on if you're still training on the same facilities as Ronaldo said 15, 20 years ago, you've got the same equipment, nothing's been sort of upgraded around it. You can have the right people that are coming in, but then what facilities are these players having then to then improve? What are we then doing to stop them getting injured? What are we doing with the medical staff to them?
I think the medical staff's more important than the facilities, bro. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. So now we've got
the facilities thing. I think the facilities thing is but
what it is, that's a cop out. Okay, I'm not looking at it as like, oh my god, the facility is going to change everything. But if I'm a player now who has not seen, like, look, the kids that are coming through, I'm in my age now. I'm seeing the end of people's careers from the start now. We're seeing these 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds. These people that are coming through now in football, if they go to Leicester City or Newcastle and they're seeing these facilities in the grounds and stuff, I'm not saying that, oh my God, all of a sudden the facility is going to make a big difference. But mentally, when you're a player and you've got other clubs looking for you as well, and you see that, okay, look, the team, the club actually care about investing in proper facilities. I'm going to be able to train here. It's good for the mentality. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like going into.
I know what you're saying, but
and I'm just saying everything really, together.
I'll be honest. These things do matter on like the big scale. But on the smaller scale, they don't matter. Because if Man United had the best players, they were playing the best football and winning, Players are not going to come and say,
They
"Oh, you
won't
know
give
what?
a
I'm not
shit.
going to sign to Man
Exactly,
United
but
because
we're
the
not.
swimming
So we've
pool's
got to
not
get
big
these
enough."
little 5%.
No, but what I'm saying is,
saying.
you're right. But that
Mm.
is less crucial. Like when you look at teams, yeah, you'll have a short, medium, long-term plan, just like with a business. Short-term, Man United's training facilities aren't more important.
No, I agree.
Getting the right coach,
Getting the
right
right people
culture in the club, playing the right kinds of football, winning stuff. These little incremental things, because as much as United's facilities might not be as good as other teams, they'll still have better facilities than a lot of teams that play better football.
I know, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Because there's no way Man United don't have better facilities than Luton, because they do.
But then I
Do you
don't.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I agree
exactly.
with you.
Yeah,
I fully
they
agree
play
with you.
better
Getting the
football
right people in, first is 100% the right way. I just don't know if how fans are going to view it now. That when these right people come in, Ashworth's not meant to start until like after the summer now or something. Jason Wilcock's hopefully before then, and then you've got Omar Barada comes in a couple of months in June. How quickly people expect changes to happen? Like they're coming in, and no one can answer this, but it's like, are we expecting to see between now and the start of the season that there's going to be quite a big shake-up, or is it no? We're going to give them a year to make mini changes, but then prep towards the big summer next year and say, right, we've had a year assessing it all because we're walking in, we know what's going on in a bomb site, and then we're going to clear up and find out all where the claymores are and then get rid of them. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like we're doing the right things in terms of getting the right people in. It's just how patient are people going to be for them to then have the impact. That's where I'm looking at it now.
You know what it is though? I think for me, don't get me wrong, like training facilities are great, and I think it's something that, but you know what, like Rand said, man, if we were winning and we were playing good football, I don't think we'd be talking about all of this, man. This is the thing for me, man. And you know what it is as well? Man United's Carrington actual pitch, it's a decent pitch. Like it's not a mash-up pitch, and that. It's a decent pitch and that. But yet, like I said to you, the training, what we're doing, and the level of training must be rubbish because we're not seeing it on the football pitch. Like end of the day, yeah, they do all the other stuff where they're doing with the yoga and all of that. They do all the physical training, but at the end of the day, they're footballers, isn't it? They're footballers. They're on the football pitch, and they're footballers first. You know what I mean? They're gonna kick the ball on the football pitch. Yeah, they do all of the other stuff in the background, but they're footballers, and that's what we haven't seen at Man United, bro, for the past 10 years.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, everything around it has been brilliant. But the football has been, like I said to you, this season, especially for Ten Hag, it's been terrible, man.
Yeah,
you know,
gotta think of the mindset of these players as well. Like you got let's just say we got a little bit of a Mandem squad at United as well. So that has a little pull in itself, you know, with some of them. And I feel like when you look at this, we're getting to that point now where if we don't sort it out and we don't even bring in competent players that can play that 7 out of 10 every week, and we don't start gelling it together, like this guy's got to go and we got to do that quickly. People aren't even going to have that pull where they're like, oh, cool. Like, I know we don't rate Rashford, but certain other people would be like, oh, Rashford's here, or I don't know if Sanchez.
Oh, yeah, his name still holds weight, whether or not we
Nino's
rate these men or not.
Yeah, Kambuala's here, whoever it is, you know what I mean? A little bit of quality. Casemiro runs here. That's why when people want to dash them out, I'm like, why? But we're getting to that point now where if they don't make the right decision and they do keep him, we've lost that pull, and we really just, I mean, the comment earlier was... I was thinking about what that guy said earlier about like giving Ten Hag a chance to clear out, but there's nothing that gives me the confidence to do that because I give him more money, he wastes more money. I tend to get rid of players.
Exactly.
He probably gets rid of the technical and the competent ones. So I'm like, nah.
But also, he wants to keep some of them as well. I'm telling you now, he's also enabled a lot of this shit that's happened, bro. Like Maguire getting back into the team.
What are you
like,
going to say,
you know?
Listen,
yeah.
the man, listen, the guy that's even. We got a captain that or guy, a player that can never be subbed. When have you ever in what football?
Bruno Fernandes, yeah.
In what football club?
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
We saw
like,
it
generally.
there. It was blatant, yeah. Take Bruno up, get Ahmad on. Like it was clear. But instead, Mount has to. So it's like, why did you buy Mount then if Bruno's forever gonna play?
Yeah.
Like, the fear that Bruno can never be taken off. Are you kidding me? Like, what other football club we've become where we've marketed one player so much, right? We made him captain that a manager can't even take him off. Like, I just don't get it. I'm like, what world is this?
Yep.
Where a player can never be subbed off. No, man, got that off the football pitch, man. You scored one in a million shot, but get off the football pitch, man. You see the second goal for the penalty. You look at the steps before. To me, it's not just about what Juan Bissaka did.
Yeah, he gave that away.
That led to that. You see Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa he jumps in, dives in on Kwanzaa. All you have to do is shoulder barge him and kick the ball out for a throw-in so that we can regroup. But what does he do? Let Kwanzaa go. Kwanzaa then, it's like, I'm just flabbergasted. Where you're constantly in 2 seasons, other than take the player off, you're literally putting him in different positions.
Yep.
And then what happened? We lost the impetus on the counter. We lost the impetus on the counter. Bruno ain't quick, right? So we lose that, and then what happens? We sit back like sitting ducks, and then we get Liverpool are going to create chances. Of course they are. They're a better team than us. So I just, for me, when I look at it, I think, this is one of the problems as well. We've got one player who can never be subbed.
Well, I
have never seen that.
I said it, bro.
Never seen that. I've never heard of that. Never. And to me, it's like, this is how rotten this football club is, where you've got a certain player who's almost like, nah, like he walks around like, regardless how bad he plays, regardless how much he moans, regardless how much he's a bad example of a captain on the pitch,
he knows he's staying on.
Well, here's the thing as well.
No one can't tell him nothing, and that's going to piss off the players as well. This is why I'm saying this manager's got to go, because there's no point changing everything around the manager except the manager. You need the whole in order to reset the culture. You need to get rid of the manager also, because he's part of it. He's part of it. And then if we're going to get rid of players, then we're getting rid of players that he's brought in. Obviously, Amrabat, we're not going to make that loan a permanent deal. And there's other players that he's brought in that maybe are not going to be here in a couple seasons. And that's okay. But he needs to go first. He hasn't done anything there to prove that he should be trusted with any more money. He should be trusted with the club's players, because he couldn't even make his own players work out. So that's what he's done. He's cost us money and taken us backwards, because he spent all that money and he's going to finish worse off than he did last season. He's literally declining. And he's been declining this whole season. So why do we reward that? If we keep him, then we're rewarding failure. That's what we're doing.
That's what I'm saying.
It makes no sense.
You know, there was 2 points I made yesterday when me and Flawless were chatting about there's 150 million pound in 3 players that you can just literally just throw straight down the drain. You buy the Onana deal at 40 million quid. You pay Anthony was like, 89 million, and he should be. I gave him invest a 30 million pound player, so there's another 60 there. And then the Mason Mount at another 60 mil. So there's 150/160 mil that is just thrown away with 3 players, not trying to build a squad and wasting 150. And going back to Nuruddin's point as well about Ten Hag and the decisions and stuff, bringing Bruno off, he can't lie to us, because we all seen that if Ahmad was on the pitch and he gets that chance of Anthony at the end, you said it on Straight Jacket, Nuruddin.
Yeah, he scores.
He's snookering that in the corner. He's at least testing the keeper a little bit better. So for him, we watched the game and we thought, we're trapped in. Ahmad can help us get out, because people never gave Ahmad the full credit within that Liverpool game. I seen him win the ball. I seen him battle in midfield. I seen him create the chance. I seen more in 10 minutes than I have done from all 3 of them guys throughout the whole 90 minutes. So if you can't recognize when you want to make a gamble and all you want to do is play these same players and shoehorn in, you're right, your own destiny. And that's kind of what's happened. And that's why as well, like, the adaptability, guys, this season just shows me that it's suicide if we carry on. Like, it's absolutely like, it's going to go down the table worse, man.
You know what's mad, yeah? I'm big up to a couple of super chats who come in now. Facilities provide perceived value. The best players want to put the best equipment to optimize their performance. It's critical, in my opinion. We're 5 out of 10 in our areas. Murto is gone. His next man is Eric Ten Hag next. What's the one constant in the attacking lineup? Bruno. And Killis says, I'm worried about Kobe, Garnacho, and other youth developments. Ineos have to get it right for us. And you know what my thing is, though? It's the situation of, the importance of Bruno Fernandes and the goals. People think that, when you take away something from someone, it's like, now, I might not have as much money as I might have last month, but as a person, I'm not going to change, innit? Like, people think that when you take away Bruno Fernandes' goals, Man United are going to be this crazily bad team. And I'm like, relax, everyone. Like, like this idea that we're going to be so bad without Bruno Fernandes. I just don't get it. Everybody's so stressed out that if I say
Bruno Fernandes
needs to be sold.
Look at Harry Kane with that Spurs. Look at Spurs as a team spread the goals out. It's always, I honestly, I'll never forget when Ince left, Hughes left. You know what I mean? Kanchelskis left. I was like, oh my God, what's Fergie doing? Everybody was like, what the hell is going on? Kanchelskis, Ince, Hughes. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, honestly, everybody was going crazy. Like 3 league title winners, you know what I mean? Getting rid of them. And obviously the people then came and filled it in, you know what I mean? Beckham, you know, Scholesy, you know what I mean? These guys came in. So for me, when I look at it, it's like, no, it's never actually, you don't know. The team then becomes a team. The team that, to me, when I look at it now, I look at Kobe just by the way he plays as an example captain. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's calm, he's composed, he's not flowing, he's not throwing himself to the ground, he's not moaning every minute. Like, when I look at it, I'm like, what?
Yeah, he just leads by an example rather than
exactly. And that's what modern strikers are. Modern captains are more than anything. The ones who lead by example. But I look at Bruno, I think, even beginning of that game, just falling on the floor and moaning at that referee every minute. And you know what? You put that into the referee to think, you know what? The referees started disliking the players and their team. So I'm like, how is he captain? I just honestly,
And even the goals, bro. The guy's only got 6 Premier League goals. I don't know why man are going on like he's scoring goals like that. He's not. It's just that I think he's got 2 goals in his last 2 games or something. So people are going on like he scores goals. Spread don't score goals like that no more. Nope. Do you know what I'm saying? Since like I don't know why we don't get penalties anymore, but it's like no, we don't really get penalties, so he's not really scoring. That's just all it is. Probably we don't get penalties because we don't spend enough time in the opposition box. That might be it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That might be it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because in order to get a penalty, you got to get anywhere near it, and we struggle.
You got to come out your own half.
Yeah, that's it. So maybe that's why we're not getting penalties no more. So
here's the thing: where have we
possession? To get penalties, you need to cut teams.
This is what I'm talking about.
Sustained possession, where you're constantly knocking on the door, knocking on the.
Yeah, that's why that's what I'm not gonna out of these leaving, but that's why my number 9 was on the pitch winning the most penalties. But anyway, that's another conversation.
You know the thing is, United fans can say about the GA and stuff, but it's like where do you want the club to, like? You can't say in one sentence that I want the club to be successful. But then I want someone who's like a GA merchant and just them go, because it doesn't make sense, because we all know when we watch the game every week, we get 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10 competent players that can hold the ball and like we're scared of the ball, innit? Who can actually bring it up the pitch properly. The whole thing changes. People go, but where will the goals come from? Guess what? It's called a team game, and that means the team can score goals. So like your midfielders can chip in with 3 to 5 a season. We don't need United fans really want a striker that scores 30. And a 10 that scores like 10, 20, and they think that's where it's all going to come from. That's not football anymore.
And I've noticed this as well. Sorry, Leon, carry on. I'll start jumping after.
No, that's it, really. Because to be honest with you, like I know that Haaland scores loads of goals and stuff, but this season he hasn't been as much on it. But the team is still scoring goals. You have to score as a team, man.
Yeah, do you know what is? I think when I look at it as well, and this is looking at football. I think teams I've watched growing up, teams now. Man United have made brave decisions in terms of, okay, look, John Murta, for them, brave decisions, not for us. John Murta, you're going. Darren Fletcher, you're doing this. Ashraf, you're coming in. Barada, this and that. So it's actually positive changes because Glazers wouldn't have done that. I think when you look at it on the pitch now, Man United have now got to make brave decisions on the pitch because Bruno Fernandes, for me, he's 30 this year or next year. He's not going to get any better. So for me, we need to look at someone else that we can get in. For example, Morgan Gibbs-White, just to throw a name out there. I'm a big fan of Gibbs-White. I wouldn't even mind if he was at the club. However, my point is, is that when you look at the best football clubs that have won trophies, won leagues, they've never had the player that gives away the ball in the center of the park. So you look at Bruno Fernandes, the much as he scores goals or contributes, he also is a negative. But when you look at Arsenal, they've got Odegaard. If you look at, Mohamed Salah, McAllister, he plays in midfield for Liverpool. When you look at Mo Salah, right, I'll look at him as like that player that some Liverpool fans or some neutrals might say he's been selfish in his time at Liverpool, but he scored and he's contributed. But people don't really like him on the eye. However, where did he play? Out on the wing. He's not always involved in every single part of the play because you've got Diaz, you've got your McAllister, Sabozai, they do that. But Salah, when he gives away the ball or he's frustrating, he's not doing it all the time because he's not part of the foundation. He's not, when you build a house, you don't build it from the roof. Bruno Fernandes is the floor before everything goes on top. And that's why it's frustrating because he plays in the center of the park. When you look at Real Madrid, there's Zidane's and so forth. When you look at Barcelona, when they had the Iniestas there controlling the middle of the park. You look at PSG now. People get frustrated with Mbappe, but he's not playing central midfielder. So when he's actually a bit frustrating at times or a bit selfish, he's out on the wing, so he's not always getting the ball. Our big problem is in the center of the park. And no matter what, like Rand said earlier, defense midfield, that little cluster there is so important that when Bruno's in the middle, he's part of everything. So these frustrations are going to be out throughout the whole 90, not, 17th minute and then 30th minute. And Bruno is part of the middle of the park. And I think when you're a big club, and your biggest problem of player who does turnovers and everything is central midfield, I think you need to be brave and make them decisions because it's going to cost you.
Ty, here's the thing, just to add to what you're saying, it's a banging point as well. It's like, have you noticed that when Bruno gets the ball, that not everybody breaks at once? A lot of the players just are like, nah.
You're gonna lose it.
It's like you know what's coming.
You just get Garnacho and Rashford, and then the other guys are like, I'm not breaking it because I'm gonna have to run back.
No composure. 100%. It's no composure. I just think when you look at other elite clubs in Europe and the teams that are doing that, you know, they've got people in there that they control it. Camavinga, cruises. You look at the teams in the Champions League right now. We've even got Atletico Madrid. They ain't got flashy names. They've got Cocaine, Sal Niguez, and them type of man that just keep the ball ticking over. They're not high volume. It's like keep it simple and then have your main outlets out wide. And if they make a mistake, cool. It's not every minute, but you can chat back or you can recover it. Or they give you a great moment like Vinicius's. They score great goals and stuff like that. But when you have them in the middle of the park, Man United and Bruno, you've got a decision to make. And as much as you've done decisions in the board, you've got to do it on the pitch now.
But that's how most football teams play, though, bro. I'll be honest. It's only Man City with this KDB thing here, where people started saying, "Oh, it's all right to finish the game 52% pass accuracy as long as you get assists." Bro, most teams don't play like that. Exactly. Most teams don't have a high volume or wasteful midfielder, bro. So people are trying to make it the norm in modern football. It's not.
It doesn't make
sense. You don't need a player like that to win football matches. You don't need a player like that to win football matches. You've never needed one. You've never needed a player like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that Pep was able to get away with it has got people thinking that like everyone can do it. No,
we've discussed it, Rand. It's not even like KDB just spams anyway. He spams in the moments he feels it's right to do.
But Bruno also, where he does it from, he does it from that inside right channel. He's not doing it from
Bruno
deep in his own
everywhere.
half.
Bruno pick up the ball from the centre back thing and try to launch it.
Even Rand, we said a few weeks ago when Neji was saying Bruno's better than Thingy. It's like the way that he creates the chance. He doesn't spam it over. He does that ball where he kind of, it goes round the player.
There's proper thinking behind it. So do you know what I mean?
He tries to thread the needle, doesn't it? So,
Listen, we're talking about a team that's been drilled on player positioning and a team that's fully in control that's tried to open up low blocks. And then you're talking about a player who just, anytime he gets it, it's hoofball, mate. Run! I'm not lying to you. It's like, run!
Also, we haven't got intelligent players, man. We haven't got intelligent players as well.
No, mate. No, 5-yard bang, get it back, build the play, get everybody up the pitch. None of this. It's there for everybody to see at the end of the day. It's there for everybody to see.
It's almost like an insult to the 10 role when you think about it. Because I remember 10s were silky, they played the ball through the lines and stuff. I just don't think it's right to call him a 10.
Listen, I said it from day dot, bro. I said it from day dot. There was a great article from the Sporting Lisbon manager. He was like, I hope the people in Manchester don't think that Bruno's a 10. He's not. He's a number 8. He said he's
the scouting system didn't want him. The scout didn't want him. Our scouts here. One thing about our scouts here, they're actually not that bad, you know. I'm being honest with you guys. They've actually scouted a lot of good players here.
We just had the power to the wrong people to make things happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what did they do? They didn't want Bruno Fernandes, but then obviously because we didn't get him in January, was it the summer? Then we had to rush in this January.
We weren't scoring goals and all that.
And then we had injuries. I think Pogba, Matic, and someone else was out.
And McTominay. Yeah. Remember, we were at the game. McTominay broke down. Yeah, we were at that game.
Going in the market because McTominay's not in the pitch, you know. It's mad, you know. Let me just get a couple of super chats here. Big up, brothers. Big up to Adam Fahimi, man. Always love, bro.
Big up, man.
If we're with Bruno and his goals, we'll improve overnight and score a lot more goals. Same for that bomb, Rashford. David G says Eric Ten Hag has a history of not rotating players. Bruno starting Prem, FA Cup, Carabao, and Europe. The rest of the bench are rusty because they don't get minutes. Facts. Brian says you can't control possession and push teams back when your midfield captain wants to shoot or try a 50-yard Hollywood pass every single time he gets the ball. Adam says as well, Bruno's not a footballer, he's a weird specimen. And big up to, he says, Eric and our fans are Play FC. Man throws out player names like they are key to Eric Tar's system. The manager affects the team performance, not an individual player. And David says, I told my boy when we saw Pogba that these players' flaws are going to get exposed. The media focused on Pogba so much that they didn't analyze the rest. But again, like I said to you, you know, what's Bruno Fernandes affected in big games? Like, let's be honest, like in big 6 games, he's not really affected anything. And that's what people were shouting at Paul Pogba for. Apparently, he didn't affect games, and he was ghosting games, and he was not providing a lot for the team. Well, you go and enjoy Fernandes, isn't it?
Shame on
the level in quality, even Paul Pogba's baddest games, he did 3 things in the game that made you go, oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally, world class.
That's the maddest thing. He did things in the game. He knew when to play a 5-yard pass. He knew how to make the angle, like a snooker play two quick moves to set up for the third or fourth move. Like he knew that he had that game intelligence. Bruno doesn't have that, but Bruno was almost like a striker. And when I see it, I just see this like headless running. To me, the biggest thing what frustrates me about Bruno is that he's the only player that's allowed to do whatever they want on the football pitch.
Yeah, I've said this before.
The positional indiscipline. Even I played us like Saturday, Sunday league. The biggest thing the coaches used to drum into us is positional discipline. Stop chasing the ball.
Keep the shape.
Keep your position.
Keep your shape.
The importance, keep in shape. And when you have a guy who just, it's like he's supposed to be the trigger. And look at the way we press our lads. I coined the phrase shadow pressers. We pretend to press, but we press our own shadows because it's all on pretend. It's all pretend.
Do you know what's key about what you're saying as well is that if the players all had chemistry together, when one person's out of position, another person will cover it and they'll just rotate around. They don't even have that kind of connection.
No, but Rhino, you don't know where he's going to go. He's just going to end up in your position. My man just going to be like, what are you doing here, bro? And then he moans at you. You move.
Yeah.
Do this.
But have you even seen the way he runs? You know, when you press, you can't press like straight lines, like 100 miles an hour steaming. Yeah. You're supposed to press, and it's like short sprints. You look at it. You're cutting out the passing lanes, then you sprint. It's short sprints together as like 3 or 4 of you in an area. Yeah. You're not all like one person. Just
this guy runs 20 meters to press. Like
I swear, honestly, I'm not like what's that film that
it's got that fluffy feet in it. Happy feet.
What's that film where the guy just runs? Forrest Gump, bro. I swear to God, he does the Forrest Gump.
Well, he looks like he was
that Forrest Gump running, honestly. And I'm just like,
I'm telling you.
And then, you know what? I just see what teams do. Teams then, the position he left, like he takes 30 yards or 20 yards.
Yeah, I know.
The position is vacated.
I know. And then obviously Kobe and Casemiro get exposed and that. Let's touch
you know what? On Sunday League, I'm not gonna lie to you. On Sunday League, if you did that, you're coming off.
Yeah, you get
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
You're off.
I think one of the ex-players said that. I think it was Gary Neville. He said that like some of the stuff that Man United do, you wouldn't get away with it at Sunday League, bro. Like it's amateur stuff,
bro. Yo, it's mad, you know.
We're past the point of him being able to like, if the manager had done it early, then he could be like, all right, cool, I shouldn't be doing that. But now we've let it run on for way too long.
Yeah, no. It's got.
I feel like if a manager comes in now, if there's a new manager next season, don't be surprised, people, if you hear that Bruno's not happy with certain things. You see media like Bruno's not getting on. I would not be surprised at all.
That's why I low-key want De Zerbi, because I don't think he'd survive in a De Zerbi system.
No,
so that's why I'm like, if De Zerbi comes in, at least all of these players that I don't like here are out of the team. So I'm willing to suffer for a year if it means them players that I don't like are out of the team. And people could say that's hypocritical, because then this manager could do the same, but he won't though. I know this manager won't do that. So that's why I'm like, I want him gone and I want the players gone. Yeah, I want all of them gone. But with this De Zerbi, one thing that I will tolerate is that, you know what, when they play football, everyone can play football in that team. Like everyone. People think that Lewis Dunk might not be a great defender. I don't think he's a great defender, but at least he can play football. He can actually play off on the back. And then saying like, it's crazy, bro. Big up this.
Saeed, what do you reckon? Saeed, do you reckon De Zerbi's going to square it to Bruno? I'll pay for that footage. Do you reckon if Bruno tries? Because De Zerbi's sticking it on him, man. Bruno would be shocked.
But no, he would definitely cook Bruno. You know, he would cook him, bro. Yeah, De Zerbi's got head loss. He's always round the corner with this guy, innit?
Yeah, trust me. Yeah,
it's one of he's the personality we need, bro. Because if we're talking about change of a culture, like he's that kind of manager or that coach. Like, if you're not doing what you expect from him, he'll tell you about yourself, and you're definitely not playing. Like you're definitely not playing. There's no, the guys upstairs saying that Rashford's got to play, so he's playing. That's not happening, bro. Like them man were talking about 100 million in Ferguson, bro. Where is he?
No, trust me.
Where is he, bro? His resale value's plummeted, because the manager's not playing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care.
Welbeck, bro. But look at Danny Welbeck. He's a good footballer, though. One thing about Danny Welbeck, he's not the greatest finisher, but he's a good footballer at least. Like he plays within the system. He holds up the ball. He brings other people to play. You know, that's why he likes him. Everything's not developed yet properly. So that's why people need to chill with that. Big up Killy says, what example does an undisciplined Bruno set to the squad? Ten Hag is worse for allowing this. And Bruno loan passes as a centre back. They just pass to the other centre back.
They do, yeah.
Listen, let's
Every
talk
time,
about
yeah.
the attack. Do people think the attack's a problem? I'm gonna start with you, Tyrone. Yeah. Do you think the attack's a problem as well? Like, because I said it's one of the worst attacks I've seen in a long while at Man United. Like, I remember we had Alex Sanchez, Martial, Rashford, we had Lukaku, we had a couple of players, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, we had bro, we had some. Even though they weren't.
Your whole life we've had a good attack until now.
Yeah,
So
there
you don't need to go back. Yeah, like
there you all right then. Say
your
no
whole
more.
life, bro.
Yo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because people don't rate Garnacho in it. People don't rate Garnacho.
No, they do rate him. I don't rate him. We don't need to
okay. Let me rephrase that.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't rate him.
Bro, I don't.
You don't rate him. Yeah. Okay. Certain people are split on Højlund, yeah. Rashford, I don't rate him, and everyone's kind of tired of him, innit? You feel me? You got Anthony, who, like I said to you, I can't lie to you, I think I was done with him. And then now he's starting to show a bit of form in it. And I'm like wanting him to improve. That's just the nature of me as a fan in it. When people need to be given credit, I'll say to them, yo, they need to be starting games. So fair play to Anthony. And then you've got Ahmad, who for some reason
doesn't get a chance. And he like Leon said, he's got something about him. So
yeah,
I don't like the attack. And I'll be real with you. I don't like the attack. Rashford is maxed out, if you want to call it. I think I said it time ago. I said that I think he just needs a fresh scenery for himself and for the football club. I think that's just what it is. I'm not going to say shit because I'm not going to be lazy and say he's shit. I just think he needs a fresh scene and he needs to go. And I think that like he's the type of player that thrives when better players are around him. And right now, he hasn't actually really got better players around him. So him being the main kingpin is not the guy. And I know him and Raheem Sterling are different players, but I've always said when Chelsea signed Raheem Sterling, I told people this is going to be a crap move, and everyone thought I was mad. So I said at Man City, he's never been the main man. I said he would feed off back post runs or players giving him chances, and he would keep going and going because he'll get opportunities. Chelsea signing him to be their main man in that attack was always going to be a recipe for disaster, and you've seen it. Marcus Rashford being the number 10, the guy getting all the boot deals and doing all that in the face of it was always going to be a problem because he's not got a recipe to be the main man. He's part of players being good around him, like Martial, for example, who can link up, do all that sort of stuff. When I look at Garnacho, I'm like Rance in terms of I'm not on him like everyone else is on him, but I see that he's got potential, but he needs to bulk up in his decision making. Hopefully that comes in time. Ahmad's actually the biggest and best, not biggest, he's the best footballer.
No, he's the best technical forward we've got.
Best IQ and, picking up positions, driving in the pockets, ball carrying as well. Look at Leroy Sané yesterday. I was watching Leroy Sané against Arsenal, picking up the ball and taking it into the other half, making things happen, drawing players out. No Man United players are doing that. No one's got the ability to do that. But Ahmad has. Yeah. And then you look at Anthony, unfortunately, just, a squad player that's not good enough to start for Man United. And Højlund, should he be really leading the line at Man United? No. Could he be an option off the bench and rotate? Yes, but not leading the line. So for me, I don't like the attack. I think there's players like Ahmad that could start and make the attack better because of the way he plays. Not because, I think Rashford and all that are good. I think Ahmad will make them better. But I shouldn't even be sitting here talking about an Ahmad who's hardly got any first team minutes and saying that he can make the attack better. But that just shows the footballing ability, what I think of those, that Ahmad can do that because he's got that brain and that IQ. I don't like the attack. I think we need a striker. We need a winger.
No, but Ahmad is an extremely good footballer. Let's not take that away from him.
No, he is.
It's not that he's good compared to them. He's good, period.
No, he is good.
I mean, when you look at players in the Premier League with Ahmad's skill set, there's not many, bro. Like, his skill set is of a very high level. He just
I've always said, I've always thought he could be like our Bernardo Silva type, like not a, because I don't think he's quick enough to be a winger. I want him in them little pockets. And I think
he's quick enough to be a winger, but you're right, he has that technical ability.
Yeah, you don't have to be quick to be a. You don't have to be quick to be a winger, by the way.
No, but for me, Leon, to get the best out of Ahmad, and I think how good his footballing ability is, having him more in that central little pocket or the right inside pocket like Bernardo, he can really express himself in the game, and you don't want to.
I don't think so.
I think he can play a range of positions.
I don't think so. You play him out wide. And the reason why you play him out wide is the same with Sancho, the same with Anthony. They start out wide, they pass the ball, and then they find them gaps in the middle, bro. They can't be marked in the middle. They get more space when they drift off the flanks because no one goes with them.
Okay, but you see Phil Foden. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Phil Foden for me, left-footed as well, like Ahmad, right? He's a good player. Put Phil Foden on anywhere on the pitch, like Leon was saying about Ahmad, and they can do their thing. I get it. But when you look at Phil Foden, essentially for Man City, he impacts and gets in better positions more because he's able.
Yeah, but they're not the same kind of player though. They're not the same kind of player though.
No. But in terms of the ability, if Ahmad's on the right, he won't be able to. He will impact you.
I think Rance is saying his main position should be the right. Wait,
yeah, but bro, the thing is, Foden is not a similar player, to Ahmad. He's not similar at all. Foden will play like the little one touch, the pops and stuff, but his ball retention. You see the way Ahmad drives with the ball here and the way he dribbles. Ahmad has got more of a dribbling as opposed to a ball retention, ball carry. Like he's actually a dribbler. He can go past people. Phil Foden is more ball retention and driving with the ball. So in them tight areas, he'll bounce it off, get it back and stuff. Ahmad can actually run with the ball at people, bro. He can. We've seen him do it. Run at people, drop the shoulder, cut inside and shoot. That's not Phil Foden would rather give and go, innit? But Phil Foden, even when he played on the left-hand side for England, he drifted inside. Anyway, and that's where he was having the joy, drifting. But when he starts in the middle, people can go with him, bro. So Phil Foden can play from out wide as long as he's allowed the freedom to drift. When he plays for Man City, Pep don't like his wingers drifting inside. That's why he doesn't do that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
That's why it's the system. It's not him. He wants to drift. He can play out wide if he's allowed freedom.
It's like how Grealish used to just like hug the touchline. Yeah.
And the big thing, to me, the big thing about Ahmad, right? He showed us in one of the most competitive leagues in world football, the Championship. People see that league, it's one of the most competitive because there's a game every like 3 days or 2.5 days sometimes. So
it's the most demanding league in the world, bro. Let's call it as you see it.
It is.
People disrespect the Championship. It's one of the most demanding league. Yeah.
Physically, and you see him with a manager that trusts him. You see that with Tony Mowbray in it at Sunderland. He trusted him. Sometimes he played out wide. Sometimes he played in 3 in the midfield. Sometimes he played as a number 10. Sometimes you know what I mean. It's intelligent footballers can adapt to most positions. But at the end of the day, they can be super effective, whatever you want to put them. But the big thing I would say about, like we're talking about the attack, for me, Marcus Rashford is a product of Manchester United environment. Manchester United environment where you got a manager came in when he was about to come into it. You got rid of the guy that coaches actually improves young players season after season. And then you've got a Mourinho who don't give a damn about youngsters, who's gonna do everything to damage their confidence, who's gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that they're not in the team because he believes in experienced players who can fight for him. You know what I mean? Young players he don't trust. So for me, Rashford is the product. To me, Martial and Rashford have and that's why I'm scared for the likes of like Garnacho, for the likes of Rasmus, the guy or Kobe. All of the young players at Manchester United, I'm scared for them because it showed we already see the results. What happened to Rashford and Martial? Like lack of development, lack of proper coaching, lack of like stability in a football club where they're relied on constantly. And that's what I'm seeing right now. So
8 years. 8 years.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes though we always give excuses as to why certain players can't be better with what they are showing right now?
No, you know what? It's about the environment. No, 100%. Listen,
I hear that.
All of us, wherever we grew up, we're a product of that environment. We are.
Yeah.
People go, what is it? Nature versus nature. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it? To me, you're a product of your environment. When a Manchester United football club is not being stable, that's high on it's on, you know what I mean? It's on steroids in terms of PR. And then you do one or good things, and now Rashford becomes the face of Manchester United. If this was a stable club like Fergie said, he would be coming off the bench here and there, learning the position to how he could play and be taken. He won't be on the front of the papers every week on the headlines. He wouldn't be. He would not be. He would not be. And then his level will be found out. Like even Kampala now, right? We look at Kampala now, we think, oh, brilliant game. You know what I mean? Coming, one of the toughest games to come into, and he handled himself really well. But we don't know yet if he can. So he needs to be taken out, bought in, built, coached. You know what I mean? Showing examples how to defend. But we don't have that stability. It's like you get thrown in the deep end and you sink or swim. And at Manchester United, there is a cost to that because there's a rewarding and riches. Everybody get paid at Manchester United, but you get built up to be something you're not. And that's the thing about it. And we already see with Garnacho. Say what you want. He's shattered. He's tired, man. The kid is tired. And people are like, oh, he's running back. But no, he's tired and you're going to injure him. Like you injured Rasmus Højlund. You're going to injure these players. And I think about the same about Kobe. Kobe can get injured. Because as an 18-year-old, you're not supposed, especially the type of football we play. Basketballification, up and down, throughout 90 minutes. That's not good for you. You need to come into a stable football club where there's a structure, a way of playing. You come in and do your bit to help the team. So when I look at that, I can't even judge Saeed when you ask the question. How can I judge when there's no midfield build-up, where we've not got a team that has got a proper structure, where we hemp teams in, that they're not running, they're not seeing the ball. We just hoof the ball up to them. We can't really judge them because if we're saying that we vacate midfield and we've got centre-halves and Bruno just hooping the ball, how can you really judge them? Because they're not getting the chances. We're not making the chances.
You know what it is, though? I think for me, though, the thing was with Højlund, I don't think he's a bad player, I just think for me, he needs to do more in his situation. Same with a lot of these players. When they're in this situation, we need to see more from them. And you know what it is for me? I get it that the manager ain't getting the best out of them and the manager probably don't have a plan for them. But I think the attack has been -1 goal difference is terrible, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the two wingers that we've got right now, they're very much a case of they want to be selfish a lot of the time and they don't really look up. They got their head down and that's not great as well. You know, whereas other players might not get the GA, like a Grealish. He might not get the GA, but he'll be the pass before the pass that gets a goal. You know, and that's something I want to see. You know, and I feel like Ahmad can do that.
Yeah, but our fans don't appreciate that though, Saeed, bro. I'll be honest, like all the points that these guys have made, it's important not to conflate loads of different issues in it, because there's loads of different problems with the club, and it all goes down to club culture. Because when you talk about these players, like let's be real, like it's not Man United's fault the reason why Rashford turned out the way it is, because if Man United were a good club in the first place, he wouldn't be here because he's not good enough. So I can't really blame Man United for what's happened to Rashford. If anything, he survived as long as he has survived because he's at Man United. Because if he was at a decent club and he was performing and behaving the way he was behaving, he wouldn't be there no more. He's not good enough, bro. Like, I don't blame lack of coaching for why Rashford hasn't kicked on. He hasn't kicked on because he was never that good. He broke through at a time where his stars aligned for him. Loads of injuries happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, before Marcus Rashford came through, when Marcus Rashford made his debut, I can bet my life at least 70% of the fan base never knew who he was. So it's not like this guy was doing what Mason was doing in the youth team, and he was a shoo-in to be the next biggest thing at Man United. He was extremely fortunate. Do you know what I mean? It was a combination of having a manager that wasn't afraid to give the youth players a chance. Van Gaal always said, you know what, like, if I don't get the exact player I want in the market, I'll just promote someone. So he was very lucky he had Van Gaal. If Jose was the manager, he don't get a debut, bro. Jose would have played with no striker because that's what Jose's on. He wouldn't have brought up no one from the youth team. So he was very fortunate that he played for Man United at a time. And then he started the way he started, and United saw, like, you know what, these guys are really lapping it up. And then they said, you know what, we're going to make him the face of the project. Gave him the number 10 shirt, even though we didn't earn it. So it's one of them ones where, if anything, United have given him a career now, because even if he leaves Man United tomorrow, he'll go to another decent club. He'll make a lot of money. I believe he's benefited way more from this Man United gig than Man United have benefited from having him in it. That's the honest truth. So I don't think at all that I blame United for Rashford. I don't. Rashford was always this level of player. He just got he got amplified. Martial was a quality player before we bought him, bro. It's undisputed. Do you know what I'm saying? He was touted to do massive things, and the injuries done him, and also the fact that he was at the club at a time where mismanagement as well. Injuries and mismanagement, because when Martial's been playing well, they took his shirt off him. We've been bringing in other players. Do you know what I mean? And then even it was almost like Jose said him and Rashford can't play together. So he had them playing against each other.
And he bought Sanchez in January and F the whole team.
One was starting, one wasn't, instead of trying to nurture them all together. When Rashford's best football he's played in his life has been with Tony. But Jose told us they can't play together. So Martial's thing is not an ability thing. It's availability, and also I can blame the club for how he was used with the managers. When I look at Garnacho, when I look at Højlund, I can't look at them and say, yo, these man, it's down to the club to make sure that these men have good careers, because they're just not that good, bro. Like Kobe Mino, he's got way more ability than both of them put together. He's closer to a Martial situation where if you do everything right, then we've got a player there. The other two, I don't expect them to be at Man United in 3 years. And if they are, bro, I'll be extremely surprised. If they're still at Man United in 3 years, that I take it for granted. No, if they're at Man United in 3 years' time, then we're still not good. Do you know what I mean? Because I can't see a team, like, bro, like I've seen Man United win trophies, and it's like there needs to be a bottom, there needs to be a baseline. Do you know what I'm saying? At Man United,
for real.
When you looked at, bro, when we had players injured and we had players like Nicky Butt coming in, bro, do you know how good Nicky Butt was? We thought he was shit because we were comparing him to world-class centre midfielders, but bro, Nicky Butt would walk into nearly every other team in the league. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we need to be, bro. Like, this is what we need to be again. We can't be looking at these Man United players saying, oh, they wouldn't start for Luton. We can't be doing that. All of our players are supposed to be able to go play for Luton Town. Do you know what I mean? You go look at Man City right now. Oscar Bob, if he leaves Man City, he's starting for most of the other teams in the league. He starts for most of the other teams in the league.
Lewis.
Outside of the big 6 teams, they start for everyone. Same with Rico. That's what the bottom line is. The bottom line is, my worst player should be able to play for everyone else, bro. That's where we need to get back to if we want to be serious. We can't be doing this stuff like, because Man United squad players, Phil Neville left Man United, put on the armband. Darren Fletcher left Man United, put on the armband. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, this is what they did. When players left Man United, they went to Man United and they were captains. I mean, they went to other teams and they were captains. They went to other teams and they made an impact. They showed this is my level. Maybe you didn't rate me when I was over there, but I'm showing you I'm better than all you, man. John O'Shea, all these man left. Go Sunderland. Like, bro, where's Brown?
So what are you saying?
What's
Johnny Evans carried Harry Maguire, carried Sion, bro.
Facts.
And these are men that we weren't rating.
Yeah. But this is why this summer is more key than any other. Like, if we buy technical players this summer and we buy a system, players that suit the Zerbi system or Nags, bro, if we buy players that the fan base or the media have set us to buy, and this means by even Brentford that I like, or let's say Onana that the fan, like, bro, see, we're not going to go anywhere. I want players with the manager specifically, a system that knows, you know what, technically, we're going to go toe-to-toe with players, or we're going to go toe-to-toe with teams. I don't want to buy just names where, we might need this player, he's been hyped up on, Arsenal might buy him. I don't care if Arsenal want him. If Arsenal get him, let them have him. Yeah, I want players that I know that are going to impact this team. And you know what? We're not going to get buffed off the park by Luton Town at home or away. Like,
every week.
Keep the ball. You know what I mean? But like, can keep the ball, bro. Like, I want technical players in this team. Like, all this athlete and all, I get it. It's good. But I want players like Cole Palmer, bro. Look at Cole Palmer going to that team. And man, just a footballer. Man, just a footballer,
there
bro.
You go. But at Man City, where was he? He was one of the last off the bench. And look, he's gone and he's busted at Chelsea again, because that's the bottom for them. That's the bottom for City.
Listen, the biggest thing for me is like the attributes are you have to be technical and have physicality, because physically our players get bullied so much, it's unbelievable. In a modern game, you have to have a level of resilience and physicality.
But Man City, let me ask you a question though. But no, sorry to cut you off here. Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, they run around a lot, but first and foremost, they're good technically. You know what I mean? Like, good first, technically, physically, cool. But if we're using the spectrum of
physically, Bernardo's one of the hardest on the football pitch,
I know,
Bernardo's one of the first. You can't shake man off the ball.
But first and foremost, he's good footballer though. Like, we're thinking about, we're getting outrun and that. But
100%.
We can't keep the ball.
No, 100%. That's what I'm talking about, like technical, because he knows where to put his body. He's technically like the way he's been. He knows how to use his body, how to get fouls. When people touch him, he knows that he's hit the ball away from them. They can't see the ball.
But that's his smarts though. That's his football IQ.
IQ as well.
That's not something that Pep's coached him. But bro, like, I'll be real with Bernardo. Bernardo's a little shithouse. Like, people don't realize how physical he is. Same with Phil Foden. Like their running is crazy. That's the reason why City can play with De Bruyne and Haaland off the ball, not really pressing, because these men run for 2 people each. That's why, innit? Like their aggression is crazy. But the thing is at Manchester United, it's like it's the technical side they lack Nuruddin, because the reason why you lot realize how weak Garnacho is, is because he can't protect the ball. Same with Rasmus. The reason why you realize why he's always on the floor is because he can't protect the ball. It's technical. It's technical, bro. Because it's not a strength thing. Because the thing is,
it's technical.
Because it's balanced. And when you're technically good, the whole point of technique and dribbling is balance. When you look at the best dribblers, you touch them, you just fall off them, bro. You see it with Giggsy when he was running with the ball. You shoulder him, you're gone, bro. Because it's balance. It's being able to balance. And balance your body weight perfectly and to be able to move and carry the ball, and it's balance, bro. These men don't have balance because they don't have good technique, bro. And Ferguson speaks a lot about balance. When he watches players, you can see the most graceful players, the Bergkamps and all these guys, they've got impeccable balance, bro. Cantona, these guys, when they're running with the ball, when they're shielding, turning, like they're turning and they can still hold you off. It's balance, bro. Like, but that comes from skill. These men are not skilled on the ball. This is why we have the problems. We don't have skilled ball players, because Anthony is built like this. But, bro, he can put his body in between a man and the ball and hold it. He doesn't get knocked over like that. And he's smaller than Garnacho. Garnacho's like 5'10" or something. Yeah? Anthony's like 5'7" or something. And built like this. And one's falling on the floor, one's not. Because one knows how to protect the ball. It's a skill problem.
Well, look at Palestri. Palestri's another one in a way, Do you know what? I'm just glad, Mandem, that Saeed's not doing the talent management, because that Harry Beckenbauer take and Amrabat transforming the midfield, I can't take that.
Listen,
thank God you're not up there.
Bro, allow me. Listen, you know that.
No, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what?
That Beckenbauer thing will never leave you.
He was playing like Beckenbauer, Leicester, man, and then obviously he came in and he.
I'm not lying to you. You know what? Against Liverpool, that's the best I've seen Harry Maguire play. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
He's not been bad.
That's the best I've seen Harry Maguire in a Manchester United shirt.
Bro,
the best I've seen Harry Maguire in the Man United.
He's not. Our defense has not been bad this season. It's our midfield and our attack. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Let's go before we wrap up, man. Yeah, let's go before we wrap up. Big up to Knowledge. Big up to you, bro. He says Pogba made the improbable things look like he wasn't trying, so fans took it for granted as if he did was normal. I hate how Bruno gets all the applauded, but Pogba was treated like a bum. Insane. Corey, big up Corey, says it makes it funnier now that Sancho was left out of the team against Arsenal for not pressing properly, yet he made Bruno captain. Brian says position coaching is part of dominating. Ange has Spurs dominating games with Udogie and Sarr, Basuma and Porro retaining possession behind the attack. And Knowledge says Eric Ten Hag in people. How could he say he'll play play football if given time when he's fading out of all the technical players while praising all the athletes? What we will see now is how he wants to play. Facts. Listen, people. Epic show, man. Epic show. 2,000 people still in the building. Have we hit 1,000 likes, guys? Let me know. Okay, 1K likes. Well done. Thank you very much, people. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Like I said, the Mandem show. You know what I'm saying to people, enjoyed it today. You know, we'll just try to give you a real opinion. Real, you know what I mean? No sitting on the fence, even though Tyrone is still maybe there, but we'll get him one day. But yeah, big up to everyone who's locked in. Rants, big up, man, as always, man. What are you telling them?
Big up everyone. You know what it is, bruv. Hopefully we see some good football tonight as well. Champions League watch-alongs. Yeah, that's what I'm on, bro. It's just a vibe, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It looks like we won't be in the Champions League for a while, so, you know what I mean? Man, have to savor that music, bruv, because it's going to be a minute still.
For real, man. 100%, man. It might be the whoa next season. So you know what I mean? Have to do that one. Listen, Nuruddin, you have to hold that, man. We deserve it.
Nah, man, miss me out with that shit, man. I'd rather finish 10th. I'm telling you now.
I hear it,
yeah, but Nuruddin, maybe we need some Mickey Mouse trophies to get back to the promise.
Nah, man, no need. What has he done for you? What has he done for you? What's the Mickey Mouse done for you? Everybody's telling me League Cup. I'm like, what's Mickey Mouse trophies done for you? Get you hyped up
crazy
for 2 weeks and then the rest.
That's hilarious. Hey, Rhino, big up, man, as always, bro. Love, man.
Yeah, good old chat, man. Sometimes it's good to just sit back and just take it in, man. Hear the man them, dissecting things, chime in when you need to. this is where we need to go to. This is the direction we need to go as a club, you know. Man United, we need direction. So all of these little steps that we're making in the background is just hopefully positive steps in the right direction and get us playing the good football, get us back in the Champions League competing for the Premier League. So yeah, man, it's all good. And I remember even when me and Rance were talking the group chat as well, like I proper get where he's coming from, because I'm always defending the people that are getting onto people, certain players or whatever, but I understand the context. Even me and Leon have had several conversations as well, you feel me? So yeah, I fully get it, man. The man them just want the Man United back at that level again, which is what we all want at the end of the day. You get me? But I'm still gonna obviously, you know, give some people time, maybe more time than others will allow, but I didn't I hear it. But yeah, man, hopefully we can see what happens this summer. We get some players, and you lot make sure you're smashing the likes. Big up Rance, Ty, Leon, Nuruddin, Neji, Musa, Traps as well. You lot smash the likes, man. Big up Side as always, man. You lot make sure you lot are liking the video as well, man. Yeah,
come on, man. Big up to you. Nuruddin, big up as always, man.
Big up people, man. Big up Kings. That is what it is. Manchester United, man. I want to go into a Champions League season, man, knowing that my team can hold their own.
Yeah, trust me.
You know what I mean? That I'm not worried about getting dropped in, bounced out of the competition, or dropping into Europa. Shitty league, mate. I'm not having that. I was caught up on the Champions League, bro. I've just seen highlights on Twitter before. I come on the show. I think he was 94. Stoichkov and Romario, Manchester United. People forget that United. So Liverpool what happened in Heysel happened. English teams were banned, right? Banned for 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. In 5 or 6 seasons, they were banned, yeah? So when United started winning, United were one of the first teams from England to go into the Champions League, to what was then the Champions League. So English teams didn't know how to play like in the Champions League. And United had to be like that. Not at a time in history. That's why when Liverpool talk about they won all these, you won it when it was hoofball, man. When everybody had no black and white TV, man, and the whole community was coming around that, man. Somebody had to hold that antenna, man. Miss me out with that, right? I can get United's 1968 in colour, watch it in colour, where we bossed by Benfica. But the point I want to make is that I want Manchester United to get back to where we get back to, other than talking about Mickey Mouse bloody trophies. Champions League for me is that Manchester United have to be, for the size of our club, for the fan base, for the stature, for the history, we have to be in that competition, man.
Yeah, and making quarterfinals and making.
We have to be competing in it.
Exactly. There's no point. There's absolutely no point. For all of these Mickey Mouse trophies, miss me out. I'd rather give the next coach time to go in the training ground, man, and tell these man where to be in positionally. And that's why I love Ange, man. Ange, when he comes out, people are like, he doesn't want a Champions League. I'm like, no, he's telling you, I need to have a worthy way of playing.
Worthy
to be able to sustain a team in the Champions League.
For real.
Because going there for one reason, one season ain't it. He wants to do it again and again and made Spurs a Champions League team, solid team. So that's what we have to aim for. But big up to everybody. There are 99 problems at Manchester United, and it is what it is. Like, for me, I'm just like, wait and see FC. Wait and see FC. That's what I am, man. And for me, all these people have to earn my trust. I don't have to give my trust for nobody.
No. Should never be that case, though. Should never be that case, man. So now, big up to Nuruddin, man. Make sure you follow up United Real Therapy, man. Big up to Never a Foul, Tyrone, Trafford.
Yeah,
big up to you, bro, as always.
Yeah, big up 5 as always. Big up the crew inside, Leon, Rance, Rhino, Nuruddin, and everyone in the comments, man, showing love today. Make sure you like up the video. Eid Mubarak to everyone as well. And yeah, Never a Foul, Trafford Tunnel. Go and subscribe, check it out. And yeah, love to everyone every time, man.
Come on, man. Big up to Leon as well, man. Always love.
Yo, big up, man. Rhino, what did you slip up on? Everyone was saying pause in the chat.
I don't know. I'm laughing with the chat, but I don't even know.
I don't even know. He went over my head.
Normally, I'm on point as well, like, but I'm asking.
Yo, am I funny or pause being replaced by No Diddy? Is that what's happening?
No Diddy now,
yeah. It's that basically.
No Diddy.
It is like No Diddy pause, whatever.
Yo, I'm learning, man. I'm learning of these young people.
No, listen, you don't want to learn, man. You know, it's crazy.
Yo, come now. Like, No Diddy, I'm like, what?
What? Someone say you to come now? That's crazy.
There you go, exactly.
That's crazy.
I was shouting at each other, and the other one went, No Diddy, no Diddy. I'm like, what?
Man, big up the Mandem, big up Saeed, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Crazy work ethic all the way through Ramadan and that. Do you know what I mean? And have a good celebration tonight, man. After the game, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Get yourself down to Get yourself down on the Curry Mile, mate. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, the Wimmy Road is madness.
Wimmy Road,
madness
kids. Right, do you know what I mean? Shake on and that, or whatever you want to go. And, do you know what I mean? Do your thing, man. But
come on, man. Nah, love,
big up
man.
to,
love
big up to all the Muslims worldwide and that, and big up the Mandem. And yeah, this trap should have been here for this super chat, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny how we don't rate Amrabat, but he has a higher passing percentage of all our midfielders.
Where you at?
Bro, if he was in a functional midfield, yeah, like he wouldn't look as bad as he does, innit?
He'd be
But
competent.
it is what it is.
He'd be competent.
He's a stiff guy. Like he's not the most athletic, but he's stiff, man. But bro, he's playing in acres, bro. That midfield is like, hey, that there's no one that can survive in that midfield. I'll be honest. There's not a single player. Bro. Even Kobe's dying, and he's 18, and he looks 88, bruv, in there.
Hey,
listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Our midfield is Jurassic Park, bro.
Bro,
no, that was good stuff.
It's crazy. But listen, big up to everyone who's here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to all the Mandem. Links are in the description. I will catch you next week for the Mandem talk.
Oh yeah, Say before we go as well, yeah. Message for Neji, man. Neji, come back, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know you got cooked, but come back, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Come back, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This is madness. This is a sickness. This is. This is what this is. That's what Eric Ten Hag fans are. They're vaccinated with the wrong vaccine. And now the neurons in the brain are fried.